especially when his mother died of cancer.
Whoa. Well, friends, today we are doing another live stream. What? How's it going? That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you, and we are back with another live stream. A live stream, everyone, a live stream. How are you? How am I? How are we? Watching handball and duck live stream is life is good. Welcome. How are you? How is everyone? I hope you're all doing very well. There is my scent of the day. Volutes by Diptyque. Jared says top 5 Dior Privé with Eugene. Nope. Welcome Germs, welcome Tiger Rouge, welcome Jared Wilson, welcome Christina and Dev, Ricardo Neves, welcome. What is up? I am here and I am doing a stream. How are you? You okay? Ugh! Let's need to get up and do something. Wow! What is happening, my friends? I hope you're all fantastic and doing really well. Welcome Paroli. Welcome Pradeep. Please tell us your sense of the day. Oops. I will pin my own message. Are you scrubbing the duck feet? No, I am not scrubbing my cheese feet. It's mad, isn't it? Ducks have cheese feet. Feet made of cheese. But no, I am scratching my back with my back scratcher. Outrageous. Dev's feeling pretty good. Lost sense, hello. Germs, hello. Oh, Dev is pissed. He's been mixing his drinks as well. Make sure you're not sick later, Dev. I hate the cheese feet, seeing them on people in summer. Oh no. Number 5 au premiere for me. Says Dropout. Are you enjoying it? Paroli is wearing Super Leggera. James is wearing Queer Canage. Drawn by Sense is wearing Lalique Imperial Green. I've never even heard of that. Never heard of it. Welcome, Chris Moravec. How are you? You are wearing Amarud Oud After Dark. What would you compare that Volutes to? It's been on my radar. I heard it's fantastic tobacco. It's like Shergi, Iris tobacco, honey. It's lovely. Different. But it's the same sort of vibe. Outrageous, says Mitra K. How are you? Also sprayed the new Serge Le Perts Vente. How's that? Roddy was wearing Ambra Liquide. I love O on Dropout. Didn't like it on me. We had Perfume Conclusions, says Christina. I thought Eugene set to tune in on Friday for a top Dior stream. I guess I was imagining it. No, you weren't. Tortudo, says Mitra. I don't know what that means. I've been up the sample game for a while. I might get back on the first impressions train due March or April. Who knows? Don't excuse the content drought. I'm only 22, says Dev. Baby Dev. Not to worry. It's okay. Pradeep, spill the beans, mate, says Germs. I just had some potato wedges. My tummy is happy. I have blocked out Paroli, says Mitra. You've cleaned him out. I need food, Mitra. I had some ribs and some wedges and threw in a couple of onion rings for the lols, for the culture, you know? Le Perse Vent smells like maternal tones with clary sage and musks. Good evening, Adam. How are you? If you would prefer me to not use your actual name, I can call you your A name, you know. Oh! Oof, nothing like potato makes me happy, says Mitra. Oh, what a couple of days I've had. So on Wednesday, I went to my friend's house, and as I was approaching his house, I fell down his steps outside his house, and that hurt. I've got a big fuck off bruise. I've got a couple of big fuck off bruises. Landed on my front though, so I was okay, you know. Banged my knee, and I was like, ah, you know. I was like, ah, like I fell forward down these steps, you know. Banged my face, banged my. Actually, there's not a mark on my face. My hands got a mark on my hands. And I was like, a couple of times because I hit one step and then I bounced onto the floor. And no one came to help, you know, wankers. So I got up, went and knocked on my mate's door. And he was like, oh, all right, come in. I shut the door behind us, like didn't say anything. And he was like, yeah, did you just hear that fucking bloke outside shouting on like that? And I was like, aye, I did, it was fucking me. He was like, what the fuck did you do that for? I was like, 'cause I fell down your fucking stairs. He was like, all right. I was like, you're a fucking shit. He was like, well, the light should have been on. I was like, I'll fucking turn your lights out, son. Twat. Fucking ridiculous. So that hurt, you know. And then last night, I was just minding my own business in the house, and I came into the living room. And Mother was sitting on the sofa. I was like, hi, Mother. I was like, why have you got your trouser leg rolled up? She had her trouser leg rolled up over her knee. I looked at her knee and I was like, what the fuck's going on with your knee? It's bright red. Fucking knee was massive. Massive it was. I was like, what the fuck has gone on here? She was like, I just started doing it. I was like, right, fuck you. She's 70. And I ate me dinner. And I was like, I'll take you to the A&E, right? So I took her to the walk-in, the A&E, right? And it was empty, to be fair, and we got seen straight away. Do you know what the doctor said it was? He said it was inflammation. Inflammation. I said, that's fucking inflammation, mate. I don't fucking see it. I was like, I didn't need you to tell us that it's inflammation, mate. You know? I was like, what's causing it? He was like, oh, I didn't know. You'll have to get into, like, the fucking, like, the doctor and send you to the hospital. You'll have to have, like, a scan. I was like, well, I'm at the fucking hospital. Do you want to do your fucking job? So he gave her some naproxen, which I could have fucking given her. Fuck's sake. So She could barely fucking walk on it. Well, she said she could barely walk on it. I had to get her a wheelchair, of course, and then give her a hand getting back into the house. And she's been trying to order us around today. She's fine. She's got a fat knee. That's what she's got. Big fat knee. So it's been a couple of days of weirdness, you know. I don't recommend falling down the steps. Ugh. Oh. Mary Kay wants to see my bruise. I will show you my bruise. Brace yourself, because you're going to get some fucking pale leg. Where is it? Camera. Where's my pasty limb? I have no hair left on my legs because of the I just read Midra's comment, because of the methotrexate. I can confirm that is a fucking bruise. It's massively swollen as well. Like, it's really swollen. It landed with a big fuck off thud, like. During shipment, says Lost Sense, would you be worried about your bottles with this cold winter weather? I have had a buyer that would rather travel 80 kilometres to pick up the perfume bottle. They just want a day out and to come and meet you. You know, that's what they want. They're just impatient, like, they can't wait for it to be shipped. Meet them in a public place. Make sure you've got backup. Welcome, Tyrone Lancaster. Welcome, Saint Genie. Welcome, Dushani is wearing Macassar. I still need to decant that. Also, the image you sent me qualifies for Me Too. Lol. Welcome, Tam10. How are you? Yes, just don't go alone. You know. So, how are we all? Has anyone? I've fucking bought 4 perfumes already. You know. I've bought 4 perfumes already this year. How silly. I bought Prada Amber Pour Homme. I bought Encens et Lavant, which is lovely. I bought what else did I bought? I don't know, but I bought 2 before that. I think I bought a backup or 2 of Surge. I might be wrong. Tyrone says, what product Amber Pour Homme intense to my therapist this morning. She said I'm cured, actually. Oh, that's good. Welcome, Divine. Welcome, Karine Lachoni. Not buying anything till July the 1st. Oof. He's worried that the fragrance might be affected due to the coldness. Bollocks. He's just wrong. So, that's just... What's the plan, Rich? 4 a month. It would be a considerable reduction in my buying on previous years if I did. But, I don't know. I'm just going to try and keep it to a minimum. I've sold loads, though. You know, I've sold shitloads of perfumes. So I'm not worried. Divine says, I'm still on 0, but I also dropped 3k on Black Friday. Yeah, you should be sound for a while. Actually scratched that I did by using discontinued Killian. Will you be doing a first impression of Jeremy's mad priced new perfume? That'd be fun to see. I shan't, unfortunately. Doug ordered a perfume whilst on the floor after falling, says James. On Sans Levant, another fougere, you mean? Well, it's a funny old thing. It's not particularly a fougere because it doesn't have the patchouli. It doesn't have oak moss. Paroli, relax. I see you, says Mitra. Ambra Fetiche. Ambra Fetiche. Mitra K has been buying Ambra Fetiche. I haven't worn much Ambra Fetiche this year, actually. Oh, that's Miradon. There it is. I haven't worn much Miradon this year so far. To be fair, I do love this shit so much. It's so fucking good. Oh, it's so good. I've been wearing stuff I haven't worn very much so far this year, so maybe I should wear it. Maybe I should wear it. I think I'll lose my mind in Paris when I'll smell all the things that we don't have here. A bit scared, says Dropout. Just start saving money, mate. Just start saving money. It's going to be a costly one, that. No sense of that, I agree with you. Yeah, whoever's, they just want to come and see you. They're just being impatient. I would put it down to being impatient rather than being like anything criminal or fucking weird going on, you know? But I'd still be careful because just meeting people on the internet's just fucking what? I would spend too much. Put it on your bruise to see if that feels better, says Mitra. I shan't do that. Mitros, no, it's an everyday struggle, says Pradeep. Camo Jello says, thoughts on Amouage Opus Silver Rude? I haven't tried it. I haven't tried many of the the recent Amouages, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the brand. Like, I never was, though. It's not like I think they've turned to shit, but apparently they have turned to shit. It's just I never thought they were that good in the first place, if I'm being honest. Here is my little candle, one of the little ones I bought. This is probably my least favourite of the three. I've got a biscuits candle in honour of cats. And I have a cafe candle. And I have a chantilly. A little set of the three of them. How fun. Divine says, price hikes are coming tomorrow, by the way. Parfum de Marley, Initio, BDK, and maybe more. Fortunately, none of that will affect me, but price hikes are just the drizzling shit. Like, I mean, there's absolutely no justification for it whatsoever. Marco Morelli says, Veloute is really good. I'm a big fan of diptyque fragrances and candles. What do you think of Celine fragrances? Hugely overpriced, and essentially, once you've smelled one of them, you've smelled them all. I'm sorry to say. Hey, Doc, any thoughts on Rub's trashing Demi? I'm glad he did, says Steph's. I don't know that I've seen it. I know what I think of them people and stuff like that, and I mean, I've said the whole time that I actually think Demi's got a good nose, which that's it. That I don't know if it's tragic. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's tragic, but it's kind of sad that someone with as good a nose as she's got does the type of content that she does, because she could make really valuable content. You know, she could make really valuable content that could benefit genuine enthusiasts. And that's not the way she's gone. She's gone the other way. She's gone for the money. She's gone for the clout, and that's her choice. That's her decision. She has to fucking live with that, you know. And that's how it is. I think the problem is Demi's the first big female reviewer to go that way. And I think in that she's become the kind of poster child for, she's become a symbol of the rest of them who have gone to do that. I actually think there are far more egregious examples of men and women who have gone down that route who I would probably go after before her, if I'm being honest. But that's just me. But she is definitely on that side of the fence. But I'm a hard line. Do you know what I mean? I'm very hard line about that sort of thing, and everyone knows that. You know, I don't try to hide that. I don't. But it's definitely my opinion. I don't need to jump on someone else's bandwagon. It's my own bandwagon. You know. Will Amouage sell for more than Creed, I wonder? What, you mean the actual brand? Well, possibly. Jared says, has Sergio Tons ever made a perfume for the warmer months? Samagest La Rose? Absolutely. Encens et Lavande? Absolutely. They have done, but they're few and far between. Who cares about robes trashing anyone, says Divine. Mitra says he's not allowed to talk about politics. No, we're not talking about real world politics at all. Oh my god, you guys, vanilla. That's a good nose. It's not a good nose, it's a nose job. That's good, says Mitra. Not great performance-wise or much depth, says Nectar Paroli. Not great performance-wise or much depth. 2 hours tops for me. If you want an aftershave style RGPH with good performance, I'd get RGPH Light. Agreed, says Dahlia. Hi, Rich. Hi, Dahlia. We're hard line about Demi. I'm hard line about all of them people. I just think Demi's got a good nose compared to the rest of them. I've heard her say things about perfumes. Do you know what I mean? I've heard her say things about perfumes. This is a long time ago. People don't realise Demi's been around for years. You know? I'm not standing up for her. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, no, she's not like that. She is like that. You know? And she has to take the criticism for that. Like the rest of them. But I think there are far worse people who followed her, and actually people who came before her who then changed their model, to follow her and Jeremy. Do you know what I mean? Dino says, cheers, Mitch. Would consider doing a video on your collection highlighting tobacco. No, tobacco would definitely be in there. Thank you, mate. Yes, I've thought about doing ambers. I've thought about doing fucking vanilla even. Cedar. Leather. I've done a leather one with Eugene. Vetiver. Patchouli. All that good stuff. Tell me about that diptyque frag to the left, says Carl Anderson. It's called Volutes. It's a little bit like Chergui. So it's iris It's honey, it's tobacco, but it's a bit fresher. The honey's kind of floral. It's sweet. It's lovely, but it's not like sugar sweet. It's absolutely gorgeous, like, you know. They will. The valuations are higher in 2025, and Armor Watch is doing a better job at generating growth, says Divine. Boss is going live in 5, Rich, says Dahlia. Metro is paving on call. Demi doesn't give me a sign, says Nick. Demi likes Joe Addict. I give her a pass, says Dahlia. Did someone listen to Erica's interview? I think my IQ went down a few points after watching it. Yeah, case in point. Fucking Erica's the fucking drizzling shits. She's absolutely awful. You should watch The Accusation, Duck. It's disturbing and warranted. You should watch The Accusation, Duck. I don't know what you mean. Tyrone Lancaster says, you ever wear Ensemble Mythique? What season is it in your rotation? Having a challenging time with it. That's what brings me back every time. I love Ensemble Mythique. It's brilliant. I haven't worn it for ages. It's ridiculous. I really should. Ensemble Mythique is a rose ambergris sort of thing. Autumn. I mean, to be fair, the thing is with it is that you could probably wear it any time you wanted. You know? Ambergris, rose, aldehydes. It's a stunning fragrance. It's brilliant. You know, I've got about 3 or 4 bottles of it. I absolutely love it, to be honest with you. Welcome, Eloise. How are you? I'm late to this party, but I want both of these fragrances. Like Shuggy. Wow. Yes, yes. Volutes is stunning. This is the Eau de Parfum version. There is an Eau de Toilette as well. If you haven't smelled it, if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. I don't know if you can buy samples anywhere. I don't know if Mitra's got any, because Mitra K does decants. So I don't know if you've got volutes or if you've got any diptyque, Mitra. Hello, Miles. Diptyque has copied quite a bit, it seems, says Pradeep. Welcome, Red Rum. Dahlia says, Erica is from Florida. Everyone from there is a drip. Not everyone from Florida is a drip. I know a couple of people from Florida who are okay. I'll concede the point. Most people from there are very strange. It's a very strange place. It's the heat, man. It's the heat and the humidity. It does weird things to people. I wouldn't last 5 minutes. I'd just melt. I got Tom Ford Noir as a new addition. That discontinued one. How do you like it, Rich? Very nice. Watch the Fragrance Apprentices video on it. Sandra B, welcome. Mitra, I'd get on what Sandra's just said. Hello, everyone. I've sent a message on the Discord. USA deal. Somebody is selling Murad Don for $55. Buy, buy, buy. If you've got Amber Fetish, I'd buy Murad Don. Like any Le Labo, unfortunately not. The lavender's okay, but it's overpriced by a factor of about 10. And the Thé Noir is essentially Gucci Pour Homme 2. I'm not that impressed, to be honest. I don't think they're very good fragrances. Steph says the Robes video and the accusations. What accusations? Oh boy, Eloise getting triggered by that comparison to Shuggy. Is almost sure good. Yes, it's classic though. It's very classic. It's very classic. I have a bunch and volutes. There you go. If you want to try it, Mitchell K will sell you a decant. Is Joel the nose a drip? Has he got nose drip? I don't know. I want that almond candle by Diptyque. Yes, I've smelled it. It's quite nice, but it's not something that I would actually buy, I must admit. Welcome, Seldomly Often. How are you? You know the story about Eloise and Abdullah? Never heard of it, mate. Nick says, L'Ombre dans l'eau EDT is a lovely diptyque. Yes, I've got that one. That's fantastic for spring. Smells like the juice that comes out of a branch when you snap it, an alive branch, you know. I went to a perfume shop yesterday and I noticed 25 perfume bottles sampled in one sitting. I joked with the employee who smelled these bottles, Daredevil. They tried to convince me it's normal to sample that many. So the most I can smell is 5. How many can you sample in one setting? I mean, I once spent an entire day and I went over many more than 25, but it was futile, basically, after a few hours. As long as you aren't getting the alcohol itself up your nose, which will make your nose receptors go numb, you're okay, actually. You could smell things for hours, weeks. You could smell well over 25. You could smell 250, as long as you're not getting the alcohol up your nose, because it's like an anesthetic and it numbs your nose. That's what makes you go nose blind. It's not that you smell so much that your nose runs out of fucking bandwidth. That's not how it works. It's the alcohol in the perfume. If you were smelling a tars, you could smell 1,000 tars in one day, right? And you'd be fine because they haven't got alcohol in them. Is it wise to do that? Not majorly. I would also do it outside if possible. But yeah, it's not best practice, but it's not a deal breaker really, you know. I kind of like the horseshoe. There we go. Someone just made an offer on Voluta Macari. Surely it's someone here, says Germs. Are you selling it, Germs? What are you doing? Oh, it smells so good. Oh, it's so nice. You wear that in spring, definitely. You can possibly wear it in summer because of the iris and the honey, you know. Is that a vintage Anna Goutal, an older bottle before they became Goutal? Yes, it is. I have many. I've got Encens Flamboyant. I've got that backed up. I've got Mur Ardente. I've got that backed up many times. I've got the B bottle as well of Mur Ardente, or is that Amber Fetish? And I've got Amber Fetish as well, and I've got that backed up. So there. Someone just made an offer on Varsori. Is Coromandel EDT better and different than the EDP version? It's, in my opinion, it's so pass. I'll come back to you. Led Zeppelin, the Rover is here. I smelled Vetiver 46 from a label the other day, and it's not bad. Not for that price, it is. In 5 of your favourite Led Zeppelin songs, says Miles. Make sure I found 10ml decant for €25. Robes is just resentful and jealous nowadays. That's why he hates on everyone, says Jared. He's like the Al Bundy of the fragrance community, stuck in his glory days. Fucking, what was that? What was that? Married with Children. Steph says that new Dior Homme Parfum is ass. It's actually exclusive to a chemist, like a pharmacy in this country at the minute. I only sample 2 to 3 a day. I don't think I can truly appreciate more than that. That sound, I mean, you sample whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable with and you think is best practice, you do that. But I'm telling you, it's like objective fact. The idea that you can't smell something. So you go downstairs and someone's cooking something after you've been smelling like perfumes for a while, you'll smell the cooking, you know? Like, it's the alcohol in the perfumes that makes it's the alcohol in the perfume that's making your nose go numb, essentially, or blind, if you want to put it like that. You lost Achilles' Last Stand, Stairway, All I Love When the Love Breaks, and Kashmir. Kashmir's such a good song. Fuck. I think I prefer to do that. Somebody speaks Czech here, Tam 10. For some reason, I want to watch all 11 seasons of Married with Children. I don't know why, says Robes. Miles, that's a tough one. Depends on the day. Tangerine is one of them, rock and roll. Tangerine's such a good note. I really like Tangerine and Perfume. You're lucky spaced out. Hope it is legit. Oh, of course, Achilles Austin, Cashmere, the rubber custard pie stairway. Eloise sends the story about Eloise and Abelard is beautiful, says Dushan. I was just told Duck should watch your video on Demi, very disturbing-ish, says Steph's. And nobody's fault but mine and Royal Orleans from Present's album are astounding. I watched an episode of Married with Children, never again, says Nick. I don't know if it's aged well. It's interesting to go back and watch old shows like that. I think Cheers has aged all right. You know? I think Cheers has aged all right. Friends has aged like fucking the finest of fucking full fat milk. It's turned to full cheese. It's awful. It's fucking lifting. I wasn't a big fan at the time, I must admit. It was very Starbucksy, you know. It was like the Starbucks of comedies or light entertainment. It was escapism, you know. It was pure 90s fucking veneer, but it has not held up. Where are we? You deserve it, Robes. Treat yourself with all the seasons after the videos you have made recently, says Carl. What's next? Oh, sorry. Oh, God, Demi. I swear I don't have... Oh, God, Demi. I don't have family in the business rolling. I swear, says Robes. I was wearing Shalimar ADP for 7 days now in a row. Perfect for winter when it's snowing. Hi, Robes, says Mitra. Salute, hello. Everyone's saying hello. Nino Slav, welcome. Been sick with a nasty cold for a few days now. Anyway, scent of the day is Azaro the most wanted. Everybody's had that cold that's going around. It's fucking mental. You get the cold, you feel rubbish for a while, then you get over it, and then you're just coughing for like weeks. You just got this fucking mental cough. Anyone smells Angel Share Paradise yet? Here it's underwhelming. Fit in with the rest of the line. I need to record some Zeppelin videos again, says Miles. Rose is OG, much respect. Like original. He's an original. One of the very first. See, Katie Puckrick made a few videos for Penhaligons, and I was like, left a comment, I was like, "Are you come back?" She was like, "Yeah, I'll do some stuff," or some mild agreement that she would come back, and then she just fucking just fucked off back into the ether, like evaporated. Sean Leal says new Dior on Parfum available in Boots only, as far as I know. Had a smell yesterday. Actually, not bad for literally the first 5 minutes, and it goes to shit. Makes sense. It's kind of what perfumes do now. They've turned on their heads. It used to be that they smelled really weird for the first 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then they would you had to wait for the dry down to get the full experience. Now it's the other way around, you know. So it's just these fucking absolutely ghastly fucking chemicals like that they use. The Amber Woods. Ugh. Smells like black chalk. Gritty in your teeth chalk dust. That's what it smells like. My scent of the day is the latest formulation Koros. Good stuff and so wearable. Yes, I like the latest version of Koros as well. It's good stuff. It is. Hello, Mark. Metro K, will you decant fragrance one most masculine? And Jean-Paul Gaultier, Le Male Elixir Absolute. I mean, Elixir Absolute is outrageous. I cannot believe they've made an Elixir Absolute. That is batshit. Elixir Absolute should, in theory, be solid. Mental. Cheers as a tunnel. Only if you send me some abs pics, says Mitra. Still listening, but I need to take my eye off the chat, says Sangini. It's cool. I mean, maybe I can do that for my friends, says Carl. That's nice. Friends are sort of brain numbing, but in a good way. It's easy listening. It's easy going. It's easy. I mean, if you're of a certain age like me, Friends will. It's like sucking your thumb when you're a kid. It just makes you feel better. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to. It's just, It's like It's just like a pacifier. Literally, just chill. It's just put Friends on. No one's going to get hurt. You might laugh. But as I say, I caught, maybe it's not even 5 minutes, caught a few minutes of an episode the other day, and I was like, this is just lifting. I was like, this is not. And to think each of them made $1 million each for each episode. So 6 million for each of them. No, 6 million for all 6 of them, right? Per episode for years. Crazy. This candle gives such a vintage atmosphere, like a mountain cottage during winter, says Duchamp. Smells of biscuits. Go on a rant about Balenciaga poor harm, says Jonah Whip. It's class. It's my favourite perfume. And I love it. Katie Parker is dearly missed on YouTube. Sasha doesn't put out videos again, absolutely. Speaking of Friends, says John. Rich, here in the US, there is a Friends cereal. I kid you not. That's very American. That is very American. Let's monetize Friends as much as possible. What Friends products do we not have that we can have? There'll be a Friends tire soon. There'll be like a tire, like the official tire of Friends. You'll be able to get Friends carpets. Anything. All this ropes talk makes me want to watch his original YSL Lom video. And that's how I got into the fragrance community. I found his Tommy Hilfiger established 1986 video. It was the first perfume video I ever watched, and I was like, hang on a minute, has this guy got more? And I saw more, and I was like, maybe he's not the only one. Turns out he wasn't. Sebastian already buying up stocks of Fahrenheit and Eau Sauvage Parfum. Oh, God. Next, Elixir Absolute Ultra Extreme says. Sounds awful. Says Lost Sense. I put Breaking Bad on to comfort me, says Jared. I like that Jean Paul. Just go crazy with the names. They must be aware of how over the top they are. It's like a parody. Well, yeah, John Paul was always campy. He was always over the top camp. Like that was his shtick for years. He used to be on Eurotrash. You might be too young to remember Eurotrash. He used to get on there. That was the same. Hello, Alicia. How are you? Curb Your Enthusiasm was one of my favorites. Now that's funny, says Nick. Jay Smooth, how are you? I'm okay. Prada Lom. Nice. Seinfeld way better than Friends, says Jared. Friends Furniture Polish, says Nick. Or an Estee Lauder's private collection Parfum Cologne. That's a big name as well. You got to be hella bored to look up reviews of Tommy Hilfiger. No, this was 15 years ago, this, man. Fucking hell. This was a long time ago. I like Tommy's shirts. I used to like the jumper, the big red jumper with the white and the blue. Oh, mint. Proper 90s culture, that. Even more bored to watch a Robes video, says Divine. Draktalk was my first friend. I used to love those long form reviews. And then I remember watching this video by Deva, and Deva was like, "Oh, fragrance review's dead." And I remember thinking, and I may have even commented at the time, no. Of course they're not. Loads of people are doing it. Turns out he was right. Turns out he was absolutely spot on. Nobody reviews fragrances anymore. Maybe in this corner of the fragrance community, people still do reviews, but not like that, not like they used to, not like, it's just not the way it is. Drac Doc was my first fragrance video. Can anybody remember their first encounter with the fragrance community as such? Never heard of that Penhaligon, says Mitra. Masso says evening. Scent of the evening is APC's Iris, Amber Iris. Lovely, we could do with a bit more projection. Welcome, Masso. J Smooth says Robe's videos are getting juicier and juicier. Who is your favourite mod, Duck? Says Mitra. Oh, I'm not getting into that. I'm not choosing. It'll cause jealousy and outrage. The Sopranos is pretty funny, even though it's not a comedy, says Pat Lester. There are some dark comic moments in it. I'll tell you what's funny. Have you ever seen the film Chopper? That's dark. That's funny. Demi Rolling's top 10 initio video was my first video, if I remember correctly. There are 10 initios. Fuck! Fuck! They're breeding like rabbits. Jordan Pearson, that depends on what you review me. Oh, God. This. Sopranos is a dark comedy and masterpiece. The one reviewer I've watched from the start of it all until now is Chris Sentland. There were like 15. Initio is nice. No. Initio's rank. In the days before the internet, the only person I could seriously talk to about perfumes was a friend whose mother worked on a girl on counter. Fuck. It's a lonely existence. Back in the day, you know? Back in the day. Stuff like that. No, James, I am dead last. Says Mitra. Divine says, promise I've smelled... No, not the fragrance, right. Promise I've smelled better product from Initio than I have smelled from Sergio Tons, Frederick Mall, Diptyque, MFK, and whatever else. We all just have to accept that this is a game of opinions, don't we? You know? It's a game of opinions. Justice Doe says, hey. His favourite is party. Favourite to make fun of. I am equal opportunity. Oh, God, Galen's a mod? When the fuck did that happen? I totally forgot about that. Galen's a lurker. Blows my mind that Divine can say that, but I respect his call. Promise there's not a single fragrance from those same brands that gets anywhere near Rogers or Clive Christian's top scents too. Sure, he's trolling about Clive Christian because they're the drizzling shits. Like they're terrible. Like Roger, a couple of Rogers are like really fantastic. Like a couple of them. Some of them are pretty bad as well. Initio and Clive Christian's, there's just no redeeming qualities there at all. Like Tyrone says, I'm just glad I know the difference between quality fragrance and whatever the shit they're putting out these days. Or rather know the difference than be ignorant. Yeah. Divine, you work for Initio, says Misha. There are more mods than viewers. Scary. There are more mods that talk. Like, there are lots of viewers that just like sitting there watching. This is true of like loads of things. You spend a long time lurking in like any sort of live stream thing. Most people just like put it on to either watch or listen to, and you've got an active number. You've got a much smaller cohort of people who are active in the chat and like talking and interacting and stuff. You know, it's excuse me whilst I hydrate. It's just how it is, you know. Anyone who thinks Armoff make good clones is objectively defective, says Nick. I mean, just don't buy clones. Sorted. Justice Doe says, Initio is nice. Is these synthetic shite cheap bottles for over $200? Galen says, can't believe I can't block other mods. Not fair. I could make you a managing mod, which means you can block and get rid of other mods. But I'm not going to do that. Anyone who thinks our moth make good clones is objectively defective. Mitra lols. Put up Blonde Amber or Hedonistic against any Lutons or Moths. Same with Enigma and Amber Oud. No. Enigma and Amber Oud are poor. Don't know that I've smelled the other two that you mentioned, but Amber Oud's not great. It just smells. It's just not good. Or just sometimes a fantastic Enigma. Danger, Diaghilev. Diaghilev's the one. Diaghilev's the best one that he's done. Unfortunately not. Advent will be a top employer for me though, says Divine. Rich, did you ever do the review on Fume by Henley? No, I didn't. No, I did not. And frankly, I'm not entirely sure where I put it, like. You know? I don't know where it is. Most of the modders just lurks. Just look at Galen. Oh, excuse me. And that's just Galen, though. Galen's just a massive, massive lurker. Who's shitting out fragrances I need to collect stool samples, says Mitra. Oh, send them a resume, they would really hire you, says Mitra. Divine says there's a clip spread around by some dipshit who said Lattafa has more original scents than Parfum de Marly. I have an oceanfront property to sell that idiot in Switzerland, says Divine. James says Mitra's always talking about poop. Galen says, cue the chant from Quadrophenia. We are the mods. We are the mods. We are the mods. I can't remember. I've seen it, but I can't remember it. Leslie Ash. Should have seen what she did to her face in the 90s, the poor cow. Had lip fillers and they fucking blew up. And I mean, they literally blew up in her face. Galen will be Supreme Overlord Lamau. Chairman Lamau. That's Galen. Chairman Lamau. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, in top private equity firms, says Divine. Enigma is poor. Is one of the most outrageous statements ever uttered on the stream. I'm changing to a dislike. Bang average. At least he's not claiming to be their perfumer anymore. You know? And an actual perfumer has come to the fore. Even if he is an unusual looking fellow. I say I'm just talking about it. James probably wears them. Galen should only be a god mod if he starts making videos again. Yes, that's true. He should absolutely fucking start making videos again, the rascal. I am the god mod on this channel. Fetish Pour Homme Parfum is nice too. God mod. Yes, god mod is funny. I like that. James is good for some of that. When are you starting to collect vintage Roger? Oh God, there are going to be that is we're in that kind of sniper's alley at the minute, aren't we? Where we're going to start getting vintage Roger patter, you know. It's literally a matter of time. Make sure if you're pumping out flankers, elixir absolutes, or reforms, and we are talking about the drizzling shit, as Rich Mitch puts it, says Tyrone. Galen says, sorry, James, we're trying to not get fired. It's now a full-time job. I love Roger Loscar too, but it is a rare one. Never even heard of that. All non-mods feel left out. Yeah, I might have a purge, like. I might do that on, like, you know, when I do my rotation video. I just get rid of all of them. Mego's all mods. I did that on the gaming channel. Children keep coming in, you know? Fuck. Make everyone a mod except Galen. Yes. What a good idea. Dino says, love Bourbon, Bloodline, and Cola by Hendley. Hendley's actually really, really, really good in-house perfume. I've got Bloodline. I'm really pleased. I just smell it. You know? I just smell it. I don't know that I've ever worn it, to be honest. But what a fragrance it is. It smells like the flames of a fire. You know? It's like that orange colour. Welcome, M2 Carlino. Got a new Apple MacBook and iPhone 16. No charger for the phone. For that price, we'll have to rest from buying more perfumes. Oh no. Make people apply to be a mod. Yeah, I should charge a monthly fee. Yeah, that'd be a good little money earner, wouldn't it? Charge a monthly fee. Where is Lilith lurking? Almost certainly lurking. All 5 on gaming channel watching on mods, says Christina. To be honest, it's been sitting closer to, it's been sitting at about 10 to 12 the other day. Tiger Rouge says, what's that biscuit candle like when it gets going? It smells like biscuits. It's got that crummy biscuit sort of thing going on, you know? It's interesting. It's cool. It's not my favourite one. Not at all. But it is very nice. What's that biscuit candle? Mod rotation? I will send a resume, says Christina. Eloise says, your channel has me chasing down a vintage Samsara red plastic bottle. Go for the clear one, it's the original. Red plastic bottle is not as old as the old clear bottle, but in the same shape. That kind of V torso shape. It's, I've actually got a 50ml for sale, and I'm having second thoughts, like. I'm having second thoughts. I would have thought somebody would have snapped it up by now, but obviously not. Obviously not. Nick says, make people do someone in to be a mod, like a gang, says Nick. You've got to do some work. Oh, and Early Greek posted that he's going to make a video soon. He's a busy man. He's got man flu at the minute. He's got the man flu. Bless him. Hard working man. Tough job. I couldn't do it. Good man. Abdulaziz Slammer, welcome. How are you? Seasonal mod rotation. Galen says the new Early Greek video is on his OnlyFans channel. Yes, it is. His terrifying OnlyFans channel. Only just joined, says M2 Carlino. Take it, the Amber Fetisha's vintage guitar. Yes, yes, yes. It's fucking gorgeous. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. Oof. It's lovely. I get something slightly biscuity from this as well. Like I always have. It's not the candle. You know, there's something a little bit, you know, like digestives. You don't have digestives in America, but like digestive biscuits, it's got something of that kind of wheaty kind of vibe to it, like crunchy, wheaty vibe, biscuity. And then it's obviously got a huge amount of benzoin in it. But what makes this very special is the Russian leather. The Russian leather in this is fucking brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's class. It just, putting a leather like that leather, ever so slightly smoky, ever so slightly, a little bit floral. Gorgeous. You say you don't like labdanum very much. Are there any labdanum perfumes you're okay with off the top of your head? Not labdanum centric, no. I like labdanum when it's not the star of the show. When labdanum's up front and center, it's gross. It's like smelling a balloon. You know, rubber balloons. You know, like when you blow one of them up and you get the smell of the rubber and like as it expands and you get the smell of that rubber and you know that's what it's like. Blech. Gross. 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 How about the musk one from Goutal? Very good. Tell me it is good because I bought it. Oh, yeah, it is good, don't worry. Anna Goutal versus Annick Monado. Masterclass, how you doing? That amber's a nice one. I have the older version of it with the label that wraps around the whole bottle. Gold, white, black. Smoky leather amber. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant, like. It's absolutely amazing. Waxy, smoky, black leather. 6 germs. Pervert. By the way, I bought the bottle of Goutal Encens Flamboyant on your recommendation. Not a love. Pretty good. Keep wearing it to figure out. It's not as overtly incensey as something like this. I have a theory about Incense Avignon and the Incense series that a new material had become available, or Duchefort had feng shuied some kind of, like, he'd done something to figure out the incense accord, but I think it was a material, that just made the incense big, because all incense-centric perfumes before this were not as strident, not as incensey, frankly, These days you get some really potent incense fragrances. Keep on with it if you can, Dan. If you don't, someone will take it off you for good money. I wonder if Amber Fetisha leather was inspired by Amber Rousse. But I wouldn't have thought so. Paddock is biscuity. Is it true that it will come back this year? Pass. I've heard the same rumours myself. Not long ago, people were hyped by anything by Kirkjohn. Now it's quite different, says Gloopy Moop. Yes, he has shat the bed by going to Dior. He has exposed himself to LVMH and their fucking bonkers outlook on perfumes, in which they actually seem to hate their own products because they sell shit ones. And Kirkjohn's getting the blame. He's like a human shield, Kirkjohn's like a fucking human shield for them, like $20 million a year. Would you be a human shield for LVMH? I don't know. Friends, it's that time of the stream again. If you would like to like the stream, please allow yourself a click. Give a little like on Friday night. How tasty. Abdulaziz says, I'm on an animalic leather roller coaster recently. I really liked hard leather from Mazzoni. Animalic leathers. I'm sure plenty of people will be able to give you advice on the old animalic leathers. Galen says, Paddock has been reformulated, so someone should buy my OG for $1,000. Avignon and Kyoto are very nice, says Dushan. And he is right, they are. It's quite an uptick in the amount of by Rich. Well, we don't, or do we? Actually, Gerard, this is a relatively low level of I used to say, you know what I mean? A lot more than I am these days. But it's still there, don't worry. What are your 3 most out there perfumes, says Nick? Oh, ones that I own, not just ones that I've smelled. Master Cluster says, I agree. Sometimes a perfumer figures out a note or record and they reuse it a few times for different lines. Or the lab comes up with some new interesting captive and then all the noses use it. Yes, I kind of feel that happened in the early 2000s with incense, because you get the incense series by Comme des Garçons, and incense is ever since. So you smell stuff like from Filippo Sorcinelli. You smell stuff like oh God, Encens Japonais. Obviously, the incense series. You smell all of these, and they are got that frankincense burning kind of incense thing going on, and they weren't just tincturing incense sticks. Do you know what I mean? So something has occurred to make something very, very incensey in the early 2000s. I agree. Oh, sorry. Didn't Armani Bois d'Encens come before? Well, the thing is with that fragrance is the incense note doesn't last for 5 minutes, like, you know? Not changing back to a like after that blasphemous bullshit you said about Enigma, says Divine. He's sitting in the corner. He's got his arms folded and his legs crossed. He's fuming. Asked the class to say his product. I believe it did. Bois d'Encens is interesting with the eucalyptus opening, quite unusual. Then the smoky wood. Call it walking through a charred forest. Avignon seems more like church incense. It's very bracing as Bois d'Encens. Product says his perks must be worth more. Free wardrobe, transport, travel, gym, all paid. I might just dislike the next stream too, says Divine. That's nearly 400,000 a week. 55,000 a day. 20 million a year, that will do nicely, says M2 Carlino. Yeah, you wouldn't mind. It's footballer money, that, isn't it? Good footballer money. No, stuff you actually own, okay. Many of your knows in the bubble stream days. Oh, God, yeah. It's better than saying, you know what I'm saying? Saying? I don't know what you say. What? Zagorska's best, says Germs. Too irisy, too soft. Hello, Jordan. How are you? What's up? Duchefort has put the same incense in a fragrance called Altamura for his new brand. Ugh. Chuck, good news, friends. Chuck finally managed to sell his bottle of Rourke. We are all very happy for him. Well done. Matière Première, which centers mainly on one note throughout incense. One is Encens Suave. I bought a full bottle. I've smelled it. I thought Encens Suave was Encens Suave the best one? I think it was. Their leather fragrance is just fucking appalling. Like, it's awful. It's absolutely foul. Zhao loves it, and I'm like, oh, how? I will buy that Altamura, says Dusha. Yee. Welcome, Monier. How are you? What are we sniffing on, Mitch? We have Incense Avignon. We have Volutes EDP by Diptyque. And we have Ambre Fétiche. The candle of the day is Biscuit by Diptyque. And it does smell like biscuits too. It's lovely. Which have you smelled the L'artisan? Perfume, yeah, 80s de Venustus. I think that was a precursor to Encens Japonais before they built out their own brand. Yes, that's true. No, I haven't, but I have got Encens Japonais, which I really like. I really like Encens Japonais. I would like to smell that 80s de Venustus by them, but I don't think that I'd be willing to pay those extra prices for such an outrageous perfume. Someone talking about Falcon Leather, says Zhao. See, Zhao's a lurker as well. Or did you kind of hear it like on the airwaves, you know? Did like something like move you in the force? Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. Thirsty. Mr. Strong. I agree, it is based of a falcon, a sweaty glove. It's awful. I have Ateliers des Ors. Sacre, clean leather, wonderful smell. Have you ever smelled Cuir d'Ange by Hermes? You might like that. Falcon leather didn't move me. Oh, it moved me, moved me to tears. Like, Chuck, was that a backup of Rox's part? I love tea for two more and more every day, says Nick. Such a lovely black tea fragrance. Yeah, it's really nice. I could do a top 3 teas, you know. I'm a big tea fan. Also, Japonais is l'artisan. What? Confusing statements from Galen. Avignon is amazing, but I can't wear it. I don't have enough blacks in my wardrobe, says Abdulaziz. Interesting. I don't match my fragrances with the colours I wear. To be fair, honestly, day to day, I'm a blue. I just wear blue, dark blue usually. But I'm open to wearing other blues. Like me and Richie G were talking about this the other day. I went and met him, and this was after I fell down the steps. And he was wearing this watch with like a turquoise, with a turquoise like dial on it, and I was like, do you know, I could not wear that watch because it's got a green dial, and I've got nothing that would go with it. You know, nothing. I think Richie G likes his earth tones and his greens as well. Avignon is amazing, but I can't wear it. I don't have a... Oh, sorry, I wrote that. Anyone here ever tried MGO? Isn't that something to put on Chinese food? How much dollar did he get for that rock? $600. I'm interested purely because I was thinking of investing in hoarding bottles, but can you find them? Artisan vintages are going for silly money, says Jordan. I actually got the patchouli patch. Hold on a second, I'll put you back. Oh, I actually got patchouli patch. Don't pick it up by the bloody lid. So I got patchouli patch for 100 quid. And nobody else bid on it. And I was pretty pleased about that. I mean, it's really nice. This is Jeannie's fault that I got this. This is really nice. It's a bit, I'll tell you what it reminds us of. It's a bit like Patchouli Absolute by Tom Ford. A bit like it. Shiny, dressed up, like smart patchouli. You know? I love Is the Venusta signature, says James. Yes, that is nice as well. That's a big jug. I didn't see it, but I heard it. We love big jugs around these parts. I love vintage artisan, says Duchamp. Who are you talking about going on OnlyFans? Not a perfume influencer. Nah, he was just joking, mate. He was just joking. How about their Radical Rose? I thought that was plain. When you consider the standard of some rose perfumes out there, Radical Rose was really, really mild. Really mid. Really standard, boring. Love black teas, drinking them and smelling them, says M2 Carlino. Rob says, next on the channel, Overture Man boxing, Araby unboxing, Bellamy Vetiver. Seems like I may have a good week coming. Yes. Araby. Sold my Araby. A little bit too sweet. A little bit, I think it wasn't necessarily the sweetness, it was how rich the sweetness was. It wasn't like sucrose, it was like that dried fermented date sweetness, like really thick. Like raisin, date, rich thickness, you know? Rich is thick. Too thick. Needs to lose some thickness. Can you have too much of a good thing? Yes. Is that Goutel Amber better than Amber Sultan, or are they different fragrances? They're different fragrances. They are different fragrances. I think Amber Sultan's the best amber. I think it's the reference amber. That's the one that you smell. Like, that is the top amber. Amber Fetiche is a bit different because it's got, like I said, it's got that Russian leather note in it, which is just, it takes it in a completely different. It's got that little biscuity thing as well. I definitely get like, you know, that biscuit, digestive biscuit kind of thing. Also, Japanese, the same as L'Artisan, 80s de Venustus. Yes, that's right. Araby? Yes. Yeah, I sold mine to a friend. Dark blue is the colour of the 50 plus men. I certainly feel like I'm 50 plus. I feel like I'm 70 plus. No, Rich, that's MSG. MGO is a fragrance brand. Ah, yes. Salut, Marc. Arabi, c'est mon guilty pleasure en ce moment. Perfect in the cold. The patchouli patch. That's a nice catch. What's the badge? Funny, I got patchouli patch as well recently for cheap. Maybe nobody likes them. Patchouli fragrances are... I mean, while patchouli's in everything, patchouli-centric fragrance, you don't hear any of the big, silly influencers pushing it, which everybody's going to say, well, of course you don't. But that indicates that they aren't trendy, that they aren't big sellers, they aren't like cutting edge, you know what I mean? Even if a lot of the materials that are used in modern perfumes are derived from patchouli and stuff, you know, like a Kegel wood, all that crap. A Kegel wood. Shout out to my makers. And now it's MGS, MSG. Funny, I got patchouli patch. MSG, they put on Chinese food. I am allergic, so cannot eat Chinese. I would need an ambulance. They ladle it on. They do as well. Sorry, Rich, but you know patch is great. I certainly do. Masterclass, says to Gail, and thanks for confirming that. I just love the purple L'artisan bottle, but they're hard to find and overpriced. I always wondered if it's the same juice, though. I really like the... I smelled Iris Nazarena in the old 80s De Venustus bottles with the attached caps, which are just fucking foul. I hate an attached cap. Like on Pure XS and stuff like that. The Iris Nazarena didn't change between the attached cap and the modern bottle that they've got out at the minute. To me, if it has, they've got it past us, which is sort of the point, I suppose. Ensemble Japonais, I haven't smelled the L'Artisan, you know, but this is fantastic. This is absolutely lovely, like, you know. I was sure there was plum in it, but I've just made that up in my own mind. Moulin Musc Extreme. Rich, you should sample Almond Suede from Arquiste. It's a smooth and well-rounded leather. I'm definitely getting a bottle, says Pat. Thought you were going to see Jeremy Fragrance for some reason, don't know. If he's still around, but he's not my cup of tea. He needs to start drinking tea and stop ingesting whatever it is. Nobody talked about the Mattia Premier extras. Seems like they didn't send any out. Yeah. Thanks, Sandra. I look forward to sniffing it, says Robes. Kenzo have a whole range of tea scents now. That'd be nice. Rob says, I remember someone asking me all the time about an Amber Sultan review. Don't remember who, though. Oh, God. It's got to be coming on 10 years that I've been asking for an Amber Sultan review. It's got to be. It's got to be. I remember sitting, there was a live that Mark was doing once, years ago, before COVID. And he was like, I've got these Sergetons all lined up to be like reviewed and stuff like that. I've got all my notes and stuff like that. And I was like, you going to do Amber Sultan this year? And he was like, definitely not this year. And I was like, ugh. That was a long time ago. That conversation was had. My God. Funny things you remember, isn't it? I have forgotten much more important things than that, but here we are. Xiao says those Mattia Premier extras are incredibly mid, especially for the money. The EDP are better, in my opinion. Extras and parfums and stuff like that are hit and miss for me. Later, Escada Pour Homme tea is wonderfully biscuity, says Nick. Adam says, Amber Sultan is a reference amber, but it's boring as fuck. I want to wash it off after 2 hours every single time. I guess that's why I sold it. Ooh. Eloise says, do we know if the newer Amber Fetiche is any good compared to the vintage? It's not. It's not great. It's not great at all. I've tried the modern one in the modern bottles with the coining around the bottles, and it's not great. Like the ridges, it's not great. It's very boring. I don't think Amber Sultan's boring. Vasa piano covers. Hey Mitch, did you ever try Amber Supreme in high heat? I plan to wear it this summer. Summers here in Serbia are pretty brutal, so I have no idea what to expect from it. Cheers and thanks. Yes, it's very nice. It's very nice, but be prepared for it to get a little bit sticky and for the florals to come out. The Immortelle will start to show. A key gala wood. Hello, Antonio Hobson. How are you? I'm okay. Just leaving the gym with no scent. I like almond curd also. Masterclass to say, speaking of tea, honourable mention to Joe Malone, who launched an entire tea lineup ages ago. Yes, the oolong one was lovely. Separate from the main line, they had those big 200ml bottles. Lovely. Super overpriced at launch, then dropped soon afterwards. Yes, that's kind of what Joe Malone does. But yeah, I remember the oolong one. It was, I can't remember, I think it might have been called oolong cha or just oolong tea. But that was lovely. That was a good line, that, actually. And obviously it sold terribly. But, I mean, that's not unusual, isn't it? M2 Carlino says, Miller Harris Tea Tonique is really black tea. Very, very good. Princess Kate bought Miller Harris perfume for Michelle Obama when she came over. With a real president, not the joke who was in there now, lol. Do you have any Middle Eastern fragrances? No, I'm not a big fan of the old Middle Eastern fragrance vibe. I do have a couple of ouds, but not by any Middle Eastern brands. I'm trying to think. I've obviously got the oud by Les Indomptables. I've got The Night by Frederick Malle, which I should really wear. Just sitting there fuming away. I've got Leather Oud. Is Leather Oud a Middle Eastern fragrance? I don't know, but I haven't got any by Middle Eastern brands. None of the ones I've ever smelled. There's a lot of saffron, a lot of rose, a lot of oud. And obviously perfumers use a lot of perfumers use amber woods to recreate the oud rather than actually use real oud. Had Oud Palau by Diptyque, which I really liked for a while, and then all I could smell after. I mean, this is after a while of using it as well. I got the amber wood from it, and I was like, no! Xiao says, Noroli Oud Noir has a stunning black tea called. Yes, that's right. I'll tell you what, Smurfy Girl, he's literally just released a video about Neroli Outre Noir. I got the notification for it. Oh, excuse me whilst I do something. What am I doing? Did you all enjoy the live with Jura Rose and Houdini the other day? I do hope so. I do hope you did. It was really good for me because I just sat there and let them crack on, like, you know, which was good. Let's have a look. There he is. Blah. Whoops. Sorry, I've lost the chat, would you believe? How silly. Who else has hidden gems? Come on. Spill the tea, says Masterclass there. I do love those Bulgari tea fragrances. Noir is just perfect, says Galen. Do you own it? Nick says Richard's mum can get a bit sticky and show off florals. Ooh. Hidden gem is Jean-Charles de Castelbijac. 2. Amber Fetisha's Amber Woods. No, it doesn't. Shut up. Yes, good life, says Nick. It was great. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Stream needed more tarts. Dura Rose provided all the tart anyone could possibly ever need. The live stream was brilliant. Watched it yesterday. Yes, I was relieved. Dura said that the materials now are actually better than the ones from back in the day, says Carl. What cheeky little bastard. What is the cheapest bottle in your collection you bought yourself? Could be Junaid Jamshed. No, it's not. It's Bogart's signature. No, it's not. It's Bogart's Pour Homme, which is actually, by the way, a brilliant fragrance. Absolutely fucking brilliant, like. All streams can be improved with filthy trollops, says Nick. That's a good question, says Galen. What's a good question? There are lots of questions here. What's the cheapest bottle in your collection? I was thinking Junaid Jamshed's Oud Kadim. I suppose that's a Middle East. No, it's not. That's not. I don't think Pakistan's a Middle Eastern. Is Pakistan in the Middle East? Would you class Pakistan as the Middle East? I don't know. I think it might be a little bit too far. I believe Lalique Encre Noir is also up there as a cheapie. I mean, it is. It's fabulous. Nick says yes, sort of. No, if you do class it as the Middle East, Junaid Jamshed is a Middle Eastern fragrance. No, says more people. Oh, it's split opinion, this. See, I wouldn't have said Pakistan. Personally, I wouldn't have said that Pakistan was in the Middle East, but it's just a bit far, isn't it? It's a long way away. It's past Afghanistan, isn't it? It's a long, long way away. No, I wouldn't consider Pakistan as Middle Eastern. So what would you consider Pakistan then? If Pakistan isn't Middle Eastern, what is it? India's the subcontinent. All right. Is Pakistan part of... It's not part of the Indian fucking continent, is it? Like the Indian plate. Because it's over the mountain range. Or am I talking shit? Wikipedia says Pakistan is South Asian, says Nick. Oh, well, there we are. South Asian. I wouldn't consider Pakistan as Middle Eastern. Yeah, South Asian. Good old Wikipedia says centered moments. Well, if it's on Wikipedia, it's got to be true, surely. You know? It's got to be true. I'm under the impression that Pakistan has a very long and complicated relationship with India. What has left you with that impression there, Galen? What has left you with that impression? Of course, India is not India's real name. Did you know that? India is actually called the Bharat. Is it called Bharat? Or is it something else? It is Bharat. Right, that's what most people in India call India. The internet told me I'll take a biryani from either country, says Prati. I got 100 mil of aldehyde 44 for 190 euro. Shit, biggest score ever in my fragrance buying journey. I take it aldehyde 44 is a Lalabo. Well, the problem you've got there is that while you've got 100 mil of aldehyde 44, you've also bought a Lalabo when you could have had 190 euros instead. Pakistan has such beautiful nature. Let's dive into the complexity of geopolitics, shall we? Says Part Lester. Let's not. That's propaganda to push nationalist ideas, says Brody. I see. Yeah, the old Hindu nationalists and there's a lot of pushing and stuff like that going on, isn't there? It was kicking off on the streets of fucking, was it Birmingham? Between Hindu nationalists and Muslim population in what's it called? Birmingham. Fucking wild. I would pick a little logo over that money any day of the year, says Spaced Out. Well, it's your money. Or it was. So I hope you're happy. I'm sure you are. You sound happy. Bharat is not even a word in most state languages, says Pradeep. Ugh. Where are we? Mosbrech, scent of the day. Outrageous, you're wearing Mosbrech. Mosbrech. Mosdef. Oh. Buy Chanel, says Carl Scholes. 75 ml for 230 euros. Yeah, fuck, am I paying that, mate? No. This patchouli patch is a little bit green too. I'm a big patchouli fan, I must admit. Big patchouli fan. Let's put Amber Fetish away. Get something else out that is totally mental. Let's spray this on. I have something to say about this. There was no need for that second spray whatsoever. This, I think this is the first live stream. It's the first fragrance live stream that I've done since I got this. And Paroli has been badgering me, harassing me, bullying me to get this, and I've got it. Got a good deal, paid about 100, 110, and it's very discontinued as well, it's gone. And there are some fucking extremely high prices for it. The myrrh in here is the same myrrh that is in Eau Sauvage Parfum 2012. So obviously a big fat batch of myrrh came from somewhere in the early 2010s. And it got used up by Prada, and it got used up by Dior. I've never smelled that myrrh in any other fragrance. It's very lovely. It is very, very nice. I'm beginning to understand it properly. You are a patch hoe, as per Sebastian slang. Yes, yes, yes. Nick S says, I realised I don't love Chanel, I just love Henri Robert's work, which has saved me a lot of money. Yes. I love Jacques Polge. I think Jacques Polge and Demaché, allegedly, have done a lot of great work together. Duchamp says, your best dirty patchouli was Gentleman from 1974. That came from Enchanté. I did have another bottle, actually, that I think I got from somewhere else, but I've sold them now. I wasn't a fan of that. I much prefer Boss number 1. Much prefer it. Have you given it a proper wear yet, says Nick? No, I haven't worn it a scent of the day yet. I don't know that I'm going to. I don't know if you've noticed, but when I buy a fragrance, I usually leave it for a while to integrate it into the collection. I don't just start wearing it all the time. Like, a lot of people buy a fragrance and then just, like, wear the fuck out of it for a while. I resist. I wait. Paroli, mouse. I thought it was only me he was mousing. That Prada is stunning. Fortunate to have a full bottle of it. Reminds me a bit of Tom Ford's Noir ADP. Quite a few people have said that. It must be the patchouli. They've put a fucking large amount of patchouli in. I might do a video actually comparing the two, you know? Somalian myrrh, leaves of patchouli from Indonesia, fucking Madagascar vanilla, Italian bergamot. Lovely. It is very lovely. Would I get a backup? Possibly. Possibly if one came along at the right price. Maybe I don't need to. I love me some fat myrrh, says Mitra K. Love Paul, you sold Coromandel and Sycamore, says Pradeep. Yes, I did. I love earlier Polge. I like Antaeus. I like Paul Monsieur ADP or Cologne Concentrate. I like Tiffany for Men. I like Egoist Cologne Concentrate. Strangely enough, I'm not huge on the old Allure line, the Allure Homs. Not huge on it. Disgraceful, says Nick. 70% of Chanel's bore me to death. The other 30% are the ones I would wear over most fragrance brands, is spaced out. I'm back. What did I miss, says Pirelli. Something about mousing. Prada L'Homme Intense was woeful, says Pirelli. Have I smelled that? Possibly. I like the Prada L'Homme, but I ended up selling it to me mate. Or I gave it away, I think. Very basic, standard, thin iris. It was very nice, but it was also very boring. Good for a vintage masculine, but it was like 10 years after Dior Homme and meh. Scent of the day, Silence of the Sea. Woof. Good Lord. It's fucking hideous. Strong stuff, don't mess about, says Nick. So do you like it? Yes, I do. I really like it. I would back it up. if given the opportunity. It's a lot like Eau Sauvage Parfum. It's the same myrrh material. I'm utterly convinced. It's absolutely the same myrrh material. Don't need a bagger. What have you done with the real ducks, says Dick. If a lure online was longer lasting, I would own most of them, says Spaced Out. Have you smelled Prada Parfum? That's a big thick patch. No, actually I haven't. That sounds quite nice. Jesus, nothing, Parodi, go back to where you came from, says Mitchell. Damn, back up with you. Yeah, we were talking about that. And it's more modern and edgier, though. Okay. It is really nice, this. Be left in no doubt. Oh, dear. I wonder what else I'm going to decide to sell when I'm clearing out the cupboard. Interesting. Douglas Miller says, scent of the day to Tom Ford's Noir Anthracite. I wore that yesterday. Oh, did I wear it today? No, I wore it yesterday. Of course I wore it yesterday. Fuck. Part of man's fragrance. Don't know how they snuck the 80s powerhouse base past QC. I'll tell you what it smells like. It smells like a galbanum plant has been hit by lightning, right? And just burst into flames and then gone out, and the charred remains of the galbanum plant are still smouldering away. That's what it smells like. It's class. I love it. It's a big, smoky galbanum fragrance, and it gives the impression of anthracite. Whoever named it nailed it. And if we go to Will, says Mitra, responding to Paroli, who says, try the Noir Anthracite I sent you. Mitra K is getting into her vintage masculines. Oh no. Did you see her video where she bought herself a Fahrenheit Absolute? Yes, from Anouge. Anouge has got vintage Fahrenheit Absolute. Well, I mean, there's only one Fahrenheit Absolute. Oh, I'll tell you, I haven't worn this very much this year either, which is a shame. This is Gucci Guilty Absolute. And it is potent. It is a potently potent fragrance. I was appalled he had Fahrenheit Absolute. Yeah! The fuck was that about? I must have asked him 15 times. Bennett, says Nick. No! Brilliant fragrance, this, man. Class. Really good fragrance. Like top fragrance, this. Haven't worn Rien this year either, which is a shame because I really like that. Haven't worn Camel. Fuck! Camel's really good. Them old fucking zoologist bottles are starting to go for a fucking fortune as well, which is just silly, but not to worry. I don't like the new bottles, I've got to be honest. Don't like the new zoologist bottles. Masterclass says, not that I'll ever finish my first bottle of Gucci Absolute, but I just bought a backup of it. I only have a handful of backups, but that's one. Absolutely. I remember smelling this and thinking, ooh, what the fuck is that? It's horrible. I was like, good heavens, that's awful. And I slowly but surely came round to it, and I absolutely love this stuff. This is absolutely brilliant. I remember Christo on one of Eugene's videos or live streams describing it as somebody's took some bandages which were covered in ointment and took them outside and put them on a fire and just set fire, and it smells like the smoke that comes off that, and he nailed it. It smells like TCP. Yeah, Nick says it smells like a TCP factory caught fire. Yeah, it's great. Like, Shao says, still have 28 days to go before the rotation. That's right, friends. The rotation. Excuse me. I will get up and have a look. Pardon me. I'm hiccuping like you wouldn't believe. The rotation will occur, friends. The rotation will occur on a Friday or Saturday. a Friday or a Saturday this year. I'm sure it was a Friday or a Saturday in September as well, was it not? Oh! No, I got my bottle years ago from Mudassia for cheap, says Burley. Mudassia, good man. Dealt with him loads of times, sound as fuck. I remember smelling it and saying, wow, that takes balls to launch something like that. Damn, Gucci's not messing around, impress him. So of course it'll get discontinued soon. Yes, yes, exactly what happened. And the guy who was in charge of he was the creative director, got sacked. Well, he left, but you know how it is. Gone. The effect is much the same. I know you like leathers. Have you smelled Byredo Celia? I thought it was really nice. Just can't take the prices on those. I like Pulp by Byredo, but no, I haven't smelled that actually. I just passed by Byredo. How much stock of Gucci Guilty Absolute is there? Every year it's said to be discontinued. Well, it's not available in stores here anymore. Let's Google it, shall we? Gucci Guilty Absolute. Still on Notino for a relatively decent price. Fuck. Oh, that's got to be a factice. It's bigger than his head. It's on Amazon. So you can get 150 mil for 86 quid on Amazon. Next still stock it. Is it on the Gucci website though? So on Notino, okay, in the UK, 150 mil, and they've got a Valentine's code as well. All right, £68 and 59 pence because they've got a Valentine's Day code on. That is absolutely fucking mental. I paid 50 quid for my 150 mils. I've got like 450 mils, and I've got this 90 mil, and I've got another 90 mil as well. That shit will go, you know. That shit will go. March the 1st, says Dushan. That's a Sunday. I need a backup of Gucci Guilty Absolute, says Paroli. Bye. Still available at discounters in Canada here at least. Yes. Yep. 150 mil for 99 on Joma Shop. But is it on the Gucci website though? Like, is it actually available at Gucci? Let's go to Gucci. I know the algorithm's gonna think I actually like Gucci, but not to worry. I'm fucking sick of being told what to do by the fucking algorithm. Fuck off. Complaining about algorithms to a guy in the hospital yesterday. It was very funny. I'm searching the Gucci website, right? And the first word I've put in is Gucci. So that wasn't very wise at all, was it? Guilty Absoluta. Gucci Guilty Absolute Parfum, but no Parfum in the UK. That indicates to me that Gucci Guilty Absolute is discontinued officially. But we are in the stage now where there's so much stock at discounters that they're selling it cheap to get rid of it. So if you're going to buy it, now is probably the... Not if you don't like outrageous fragrances. And it is outrageous, by the way. Like, you're not going to like that unless you are, like, deep in the weeds. Even people who really like fragrances don't like that fragrance. Like, you've got to have some kind, like, it literally smells like TCP on fire. You know? It smells like the smoke fumes of a TCP fire. Do you know what I mean? So, please bear that in mind. Don't blind buy it. Get a sample, try and smell it. Someone will let you smell theirs. It's everywhere online. Mitra says, do I need Gucci Guilty Absolute? Will you sell decants of it? Possibly. Possibly not. I don't know. You need to be, like I said, you need to be pretty brave. You know, I'm not trying to bait anybody into getting it and trying to like fake like it or like make like it to make themselves sound cool. Like it's mental. Like that vetiver. I'll tell you what, it smells a bit like. It smells like Lone Star Memories without the oil. This doesn't have the oil note that's in Lone Star Memories. You know, it's a bit like it's got a touch of Fahrenheit about it. Leather vetiver. That leather vetiver combination always combines to give this kind. What the fuck is TCP? It's like it's that stuff you put on wounds to clean them in hospitals. It's like it smells a bit like iodine. I'm very surprised you don't know what TCP is. Lone Star's such a nice clary sage soapiness. Yeah, it's soapy as well. It's very strange. Do I need Gucci Guilty Absolute? Possibly. Galen says, yep, 150ml for $99 on Joma. That will change. In coming years, it'll become one of those things that people like. People get really fucking like it'll get like cult status, mythical status. It's exactly the type of fragrance that'll do that. And there'll be the whole mythos behind it. Oh, it was ahead of its time. It was too far fucking like it was too good for people. You know? No one with a functioning olfactory system is buying it, says Nick. It's not in the US either, says Dick. Absolutely no one is buying Gucci Guilty Absolute except crazy fragcon people. Yeah. Mitra says, what are you going to do for Valentine's Day? Ugh, fuck knows. Just ignore it like I ignore every other fucking commercial holiday. Mitra would love Gucci Guilty Absolute. I'm certain of it, says Carl. She is getting into her masculines at the minute, so, you know. Maybe you would get a little 50ml. Try it if you like it. Get the backups. Joma has an 8ml bottle for $16. Good try size. An 8. Oh, fuck. I'd love a mini. Fuck. I'd love a mini of that. I do love a mini. I'm going to do the mini video this year, hopefully. I definitely don't have a use for it, says DMF. On start, yeah. Up close, yes. The Sillage is not awful, says Dropout. Yeah. Sorry, 8ml. I don't buy frags just to sell a decant of. Buy it and try it. See what you think. But it's blind buy. I'd smell it first. Find Lone Star harder to wear for some reason. I have a bottle of it that's worn a lot less than Gucci Guilty Absolute. I love both though. This is the tower I've worn the most of. And there's something about this, that soapiness. That DMS was talking about. And there's an oil note in there as well, like a gun oil, you know, like a someone's got oil on the hands kind of thing and wiped it on their jeans. It's got that. What do you think about that Prada Intense? I seen he finally got it. Yeah, I really like it. Really like it. Successful blind buy. Because we don't call it that here, Duck. I see. If you like Antares and Patchouli Ardent, you will like it. Maybe the new DHP is ahead of its time. Nah, it's just shit. Gucci Guilty Absolute is legendary. Classic discontinued syndrome of fragrance is automatically a masterpiece once it gets discontinued. Yes. Gucci Guilty Absolute is fantastic. It is fantastic, you're right. Dushan agrees. Hi, Kasim, how are you? Wearing uncut gem. Blah, 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 blah. Masterpiece, you say? Good Lord, no. Heavens, no. Welcome, DJ. How you doing, mate? How are you? I honestly believe you are going to like almond suede, says Pat. Who's it by again? Who is it by again? Oof. I was waiting for that reaction, says Kasim. Is Gucci absolute a leather? Yes, it's a leather vetiver. It's got a very smoky vibe. It's got a very what can be considered an off-putting vibe as well. It's a fucking big unit. Artiste. I see. Almond and suede. Almond seems to be doing bits these days. There's a lot of almond stuff kicking about. I wonder if the houses have made a new almond fragrance. I can't confirm normal people hate it, says probably. Yeah. Oh my giddy aunt. Wow, that was top wet. That's another 5-litre bottle drank. Ugh. Is 3 bottles of Gucci Guilty absolute enough? Asking for a friend. Well, I've got 5. Rich, what is a fragrance you absolutely hated but managed to like when revisited? Do you know what it is? I used to ask people this question, right? And they would always be like, And I would never get satisfactory answers, right? And then people ask me the same fucking question. I'd do the same thing. Fuck. Mugler. Mugler's Amen. Fuck, the first time I smelled that, I was like, what? Gucci Guilty Absolute. There's 2. Welcome, Jonathan. I have 50ml and 90ml of Gucci Guilty Absolute. Thinking of the 150. Just get all of them, complete the set. What are you saying again about Amber Fetiche, says Paroli? Masterclass says, Nuts seems to be an interesting and unexplored scent group, though they're having a bit of a moment trend. Anyone notice almond notes and pistachio notes recently popping up? Almond, absolutely. There's an almond candle. I know Prada have released an almond infusion d'almond, or an infusion d'almandine. God, what else? Les and Demma Dobler have obviously got patchouli noisette, which they put an amberwood in, and it's devastating. I was very surprised to find that since it came out, patchouli noisette is one of my most worn fragrances. And I think the reason for that is I've tried to come to terms with it, and I'm not going to lie to you, friends, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with that fragrance, big style. I don't dislike. I'm trying not to dislike it, and I don't dislike it genuinely. If I chill out and think about it for a second, I don't dislike it, but I don't like it either. And that is like it's the one that I own that's kind of done that to us, you know, or I've been like, what, you know. Investment connoisseurs will come to this video for Gucci Guilty Absolute Law. Amen is so sweet on first sniff. It wasn't the sweetness, it was the rubber. Do you know it was the rubber note? I was shook. I was shaking to my very core. I was shaking like a shitting dog. I was like, what is this? Jonathan says, thinking about grabbing the 5 ounce. It's as cheap as it's ever going to be. You know? And you're getting Valentine's Day discounts at the minute. saying no soup for you, Paroli, says Mitra. Fucking love pistachios. Pistachio. I had a pistachio cannoli today, would you believe? Had a pistachio cannoli. And it was very nice as well. Had it with a cup of tea. For me breakfast. Went to see the dentist this morning. Fuck. She was blowing air on me fucking teeth. And she was fucking... she was using like one of those fucking water... What do you call them? Like a water flosser. Fuck. Cold. I was like, this is very uncomfortable. Because it is the Jalette de Roy season, which has frangipani, almond. Literally patchouli and amberwood. Pretty much, if we're being honest. The patchouli's really nice as well. We'll make an amberwood enjoyer out of you yet, Rich? Pretty sure you won't. Patchouli noisette is like having to spray the bathroom after a shit. You got no choice. I just put it up and see if I can get rid, like, I don't know. 150ml is a bag up in itself, says Germs. Dick Curry, can already see him. Hello from the past to future Gucci Guilty Absolute Hunters. Petition to make it 200ml. I mean, the 150s are quite difficult to spray. The 90s are the perfect size. It's a beautiful bottle. I really like the Gucci Guilty bottles. They're brilliant. As a bottle to hold, like to feel, they're very ergonomic. But it's just a shame that Gucci Guilty line is just the foulest of grunt. It's awful. Is that Prada Intensa Spain version? Of course it is. What do you take me for? How dare you ask such a silly question? Top 10 fragrances to wear at the dentist while having your teeth flossed by a cold water thing, he says, Kasim. Number 1 would be Volutes by Diptyque. And they actually liked it. So, friends, the stream has come to an end. I am tired and I must go. It has been very entertaining. It has been lovely. It has been Friday night. I have enjoyed my time with you. Thank you for keeping me company and talking to me, keeping me going. Thank you for liking the stream and commenting. And I will see you all again soon. Night, night.